The Justice Department is asking a judge to hold former President Donald Trump in contempt of court. The DOJ's reason, failing to comply with a subpoena this summer that ordered Trump to turn over classified records. This is according to two sources familiar with the matter. And it comes as we're also learning that Trump does not plan to appeal a court's ruling that ended the special master review of documents found at Mar-a-Lago. Many had thought that he would go ahead and push forward with that, but he says he is not. So let's go to our senior justice correspondent, Evan Perez. Evan, let's start with this issue of contempt. What does it actually mean for Trump substantively if he is found in contempt?
Well, Aaron, if a judge finds that he has disobeyed the subpoena and he's held in contempt, the judge could start fining Trump daily, weekly, until he comes into compliance or until she's satisfied that he's done everything he can to try to comply. And so that's what this hearing, which we expect to happen tomorrow, where Trump's team, as well as the Justice Department, will go before Judge Beryl Howell. And she is going to see whether this search that we reported on just yesterday, whether that satisfies her that Trump has done everything he can to try to find these documents that the Justice Department says are still missing. And so we know that the Trump team hired an outside team to search 4 properties. And they say they found 2 additional documents that were marked as classified. But you have to remember, all of this goes back to the summer when they first were served a subpoena and he was ordered to turn over all documents marked classified. He first turned over a folder with some documents. The FBI went back weeks later and did a search, found a lot more classified documents. And this is why the Justice Department insists that there may still be some documents missing.
All right, Evan, thank you very much. And I want to go now to the Democratic Congressman Adam Schiff, the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, also a member of the January 6th Select Committee. So, Congressman, I want to just start with what Evan was reporting. Do you think that it's a close call, or is it clear to you that Donald Trump should be held in contempt of court over this?
Well, it's certainly clear that there have been what appear to be multiple false representations that they have fully complied with the original subpoena, that they had no more classified documents, because, of course, the search warrant that was executed during the summer showed lots of classified materials they still had. And now this further search conducted by Trump's own party has found more classified information. What I think is unclear, because we haven't had a chance to really read these documents, which are apparently under seal, is the contempt because of his past failure to comply with the subpoena, or is the contempt really directed to trying to perfect compliance? That is, does the department have reason to believe there's still classified documents out that they don't have, and they don't trust the president, and they want the court to enforce their capability of looking at other residences, premises that might have classified information?
Do you think they should search everywhere? I mean, now they search in a storage locker, they find it in Mar-a-Lago. I mean, just, do you think they should be searching other places, New York, Bedminster, anywhere else?
I certainly have no confidence that Donald Trump or his people have complied, because there's just too much evidence to the contrary in what he's done already. But presumably the Justice Department, if they have inside witnesses or other sources of evidence that there are still documents outstanding, that is, if the archives or the intelligence agencies have identified documents that are still not accounted for, and they have some reason to believe where those documents may be, then that's, I assume, being presented to the judge, so that the need for a search warrant may not be there if they can, through a contempt, enforce some other kind of review and search for those documents.
So let me ask you about your committee on this. Obviously, the CNN is reporting that multiple sources say your committee is considering criminal referrals for 4 individuals, at least 4, I should say, actually, Congressman, in addition to Donald Trump. And those 4 are Jeffrey Clark, John Eastman, Rudy Giuliani, and Mark Meadows. Now, my understanding is that you're going to meet on Sunday, your committee, to decide who winds up on that list. Do you think that Donald Trump's name should be on it at the end of the day?
Well, I think that if we make the decision to make criminal referrals, that yes, Donald Trump would be at the top of my list, because there is so much evidence that the former president engaged in what I think are multiple violations of the law. And, if you look just at what Judge Carter found in his limited review of the evidence, he found an evidentiary basis for potential charges involving conspiracy, involving attempts to interfere with official proceedings like the joint session. But what we're doing as a process is we're looking at the evidence. We're looking at what potential crimes individuals may have committed. We're not solely reviewing that with an eye towards the former president, and then we'll make the ultimate decision. Should Congress refer these matters, and in what form and what level of specificity?